Hello, everyone. Welcome. Come on in. And thank you for watching the replay. I know not a lot of you catch me live because you never know when I'm going to be on, or sometimes you just don't get the notifications. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, it is Boxing Day. Hope you all had a fabulous, fabulous Christmas and really enjoyed that, the connections with Christmas and the merriment of it all, and really, stepping in to find the joy. So, as we are coming into the last week of 2022, and you think, it's going to be clear sailing. You know, I think it's going to be where there's a deeper part of ourselves that we will be tapping into and connecting with, that we have not connected with, maybe, or maybe we've just pushed it aside in some way, and not wanted to connect. And um there's a part of us, I think, is coming through. uh so before I continue on, I have to get this one thought out before I finish. um Thank you, for Lisa reaching out, because I was sitting there and mulling over if I should be doing a my 5 year forecast, and I decided I decided this morning I was going to do it. I just hadn't put anything out on it, and God bless Lisa for getting a hold of me and asking me. So on January 6th, which is a Friday, I will be doing my forecast for the year. It will be it will be will not be on a live. There's no way I'm going to do this on a live. And let them figure it out, Steve. Um it won't be on a live. It will be through Google Meetup because I don't do Zoom anymore. And if you are interested in it, in joining me on Friday evening on January 6th, um, definitely get a hold of me. It'll be $30 for that evening. There will be it will be recorded. We can see one another on Google Meetup if you want to be seen. You don't have to show your camera or be on camera if you don't want to. Um, you can ask questions, and I will be doing my forecast not only for 2023, but for the next coming years, a couple of years coming ahead. So that will give you some kind of foundational to help you to get prepared for for it all, for the good and the bad and the ugly that's coming forward for us. I feel the astrology is really having us set in motion some energies to really get us motivated and moving in a forward positive motion. And that's the whole that's a really big piece. And especially today, it's a little bit of weirdness, especially with, there's a lot of energy in Aquarius and Capricorn right now. And Capricorn is, let's get going, let's get doing, like Capricorn, we got what, you're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, be here at 5 to 9 or 10 to 9. I mean, Capricorn, come on. Don't be late, kind of thing. This is where it's like, okay, it's engineering, it's putting things into motion, getting things done. Now Mercury's slowing down. It'll be stationary, stopping by the end of this week, and then Mercury will be going retrograde. And we have Uranus is going to be going forward in the next couple weeks. Mars is going to be going forward in the next 2.5 weeks. Um, and then, of course, Mercury goes retrograde. So he almost comes up to Pluto to find out all the information that he needs to have to give to you. Yet, kind of like, he stops at about 20, I think it's 24 degrees, and then he he starts to go backwards. He's with Venus, and Venus was retrograde at this time, also going retrograde, going into 2022. And Venus is the dispositor, meaning that she's a ruler of the North Node. Now, the North Node is making aspects over to them, and the thing is with Venus. Venus is wanting our values, wanting what is our structure. She loves Capricorn, so she has her structures and everything, and she wants to make sure that everything is coming together. Her stuff, and has to get it down, has to get it going. So we're in this energy of having to get things going, wanting to get things done. This is, where you might even find that, okay, what I'm ready to take my tree down, or I'm ready to take my Christmas decorations down. Let's get things organized. Let's get things going. So you're going to find that this is, looking at things, actual situations in your life that really need to get done now. This isn't a procrastination time. If you are procrastinating about something and not wanting to get it done, or you're like humming and hawing and I'll do it another day, you're going to find that it's going to kick you in the butt later on. This is an energy right now that's saying this is, we need to really get things going. It's Saturn's energy. Saturn has been ruling for the last 6 years, and he's been trying to get us organized and get our shit together through Capricorn, with the conjunction of Pluto, with the conjunction of Jupiter at 0 degrees Aquarius. He's been really like this motivation of really let's organize ourselves. Let's, time is at the essence. And the whole thing is, what I said through this whole thing with Pluto and Saturn is that, and Jupiter, the Mafia brothers. I said, you want the Mafia. If I couldn't say who the Mafia was at that time, using the analogy, but now that you take a step back, you know who the Mafia was. You see who the Mafia was, right? And if you want to do their bidding, hey, yeah, they love it if you do their bidding. Now, Saturn is saying that when Saturn and Pluto are together, and they still haven't fully coming apart, they're still saying you still have to stand in your power. You still have to stand in your strength. You can't allow for others to dictate to you how your life should be, how you should be living your joy. This is where, Saturn says, yes, we want to bring you this structure. We want to bring you the goodness. Pluto says you got to learn from the embers and rise above it. This is what this energy is doing. And as Jupiter goes into Aries, it is saying it is time for this new insight, new beginnings. Let's get this spark rolling. It's not a time to roll over. It's not a time to say, oh, this is just too much work. This is really a critical moment, a critical time. This last week of 2022. And the thing is that planets don't know years, just by the way. They just go and they rotate. We've figured out, oh, this takes 7 years, or this takes so many days, or so many hours. And that's how we as humans have figured things out and figured out the trends of what the planets do. They just continue doing what they do. They're not going to try and change anything for you or me or the guy next door. They're going to continue doing their rotation and how they do it, because they know there's a knowingness within these planets, just like there's a knowingness within our planet. Gaia, she knows. So there's this part, and there's this vibration that comes through that is instrumental to us as humans, to awaken us, to guide us, to show us that through all of these synchronized dances that we are going through, that there is a part that we have to learn, and we have to learn the steps. We have to learn the dance. We have to learn how to move through this. And sometimes we're going to stumble, and sometimes we're going to step on toes, and sometimes people are going to step on our toes. And sometimes it's going to feel so overwhelming that we just don't want to do the dance anymore. But the planets continue on, and we're still being guided to say, get up, we got to continue the dance. And this time right now is a time not to sit down, not to go on the sidelines. This is a time for us to really, okay, what do we need to start doing? Where do we need to start putting our direction towards that is beneficial, that brings a joy, and taking the ownership of the things that aren't working in our life, to release it. If things aren't working out in your life, you got to take that 100% responsibility and say, okay, I'm going to own it. And once you own it, you can do something about it. You can change it. You can move into a new direction. But until that time, until you decide, and this is where the energy is, you're going to feel like you don't want to get up. You're going to feel like, I can't do it. And especially with Mercury retrograde, but there's so many other planets going forward. Saturn isn't fully out of his shadow yet. He will be soon. But this is where it's like he's taking these steps of saying we need to move in this new direction. What this new direction is and how it's going to unfold, we don't really know fully because of Uranus. Of course, Uranus. But Uranus wants to lead us to somewhere great and somewhere that gives us the strength to go through what is going to be unfolding over the next several months and several years ahead. And as we perfect it, and as we continue, we'll find that this dance that we're doing becomes so easy, that we can step, that we can sidestep, that we're able to not have to go down the crazy, because we're going to find that, oh, I have that inner strength. I can do this because I continue to go. I continue to listen to my heart and listen to what I value and know what is true. And that's what the beauty of this last week of 2022 is all about. It's about the beauty. It's about things that are going to be unfolding over the next it just doesn't get 2023 is going to blow you through out of the water with the energies that are going to come through, in a good way, in a bad way, in indifference, but it's all in how we are able to do the dance together and how we are able to come together through this, because that's going to be the most important thing in this all. I saw, and a lot of this you won't see, that a part of Seattle, in Seattle area, they were without power for 72 hours. Quite a large area. I think 14,000 people were without power because there was attack at one of their electrical plants. And we don't hear this, but these are the types of things that are going to be unfolding. There's going to be these little things that are going to happen. We're going to be like, oh, what's going on? And not much is going to be said because they don't want to alarm people. They don't want you to get into sort of a frenzy. But this is all part of the dance and how we need to perfect it, and stepping up into a better self. That's where we're at, with everything. I got a new deck of cards. Hang on here. Where are they? Hang on. But I knew. So for Christmas, we had Secret Santa. So my Secret Santa got me a new deck of cards. They're the Earth Magic cards. I thought I had these cards. years ago. I might have given them away, but let's pull a card. Let's pull some cards. If I can open it up, you gotta love it. You gotta love new decks, especially like these. They're quite beautiful. They're very simplistic, but they're quite the artistry on them is very nice. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm not very good at keeping secrets. So when it comes to wanting to go through this with everybody, but especially a lot of the energies that are coming through for the United States, where they're with their Pluto return, because Pluto retrograded and now he's coming back onto their chart, and where Mars is retrograding at this time. There's a lot of transformations and things like that will be happening within the states deeply over the next 18 months. Mm, good tea. So let's just pull some cards. Hi, Kathy. Hello, everybody. New cards, kind of slippery, and then they're sticky at the same time. Slippery and sticky. Huh. So, ocean. So one of the cards. So we have ocean, going with the ebb and the flow, allowing for ourselves to move with the energies as it's coming in and going out. Allow ourselves to flow with that dance. And as we're flowing with the dance, we need to be vigilant. The stone people. So having that vigilance is going to be so important over the next this next coming week, and I think in the next this as we're heading into a new year, crazy year, because a lot of the astrology too is very a lot of the astrology, when you start looking at it and you start going into the history of where a lot of the planets are, it's very heavy. It's a very heavy type of energies that we're coming into, and that's where we have to be in the peace and the calm, and really be able to practice our joy in our life and our gratitudes that we have, and to remain vigilant at this time, but not out of fear, but vigilant simply means opening up your mind and sense to the information as it is presented to you through your eyes, ears, and physical sensation, and detach your thought. So this, as we're moving through, we really have to have that vigilance. We really have to maintain your vigilance of the clues around you and inside of you and assess them. We need to start taking those deep breaths and moving through this and standing tall in our stature, and knowing that Gaia's, through this all, she's there. Gaia supports us. Um, in all the reports that they're saying about global warming and global this and global that, Gaia, she's going through her transformation. She's going through her change. She does this. It's for us to trust in in this ever flowing change that she's going through, and knowing that we are totally going to be guided and get through this all. And this is where also we're going to be seeing a lot that I know my guides are saying I got to keep it light. We're going to be seeing a lot of people leaving this planet at this time too. So this is where it's so important to continue that celebration of life, that celebration of the sacredness. And receiving can be a sacred act if your intention is to honor spirit. I'm just going to read this. It is as holy as giving when performed with the humble and open heart. This is even truer when receiving much needed nurturing. So let others give to you. Allow people to help you when you need help so that you can be able to return that help to others. It may be a stretch to do so at times because of a childhood conditioning, but that habit can be overcome. Gaia is there to nurture us and to guide us to the people that can help us. And know that the actions that you take that are self-nurturing, what comes to your mind when you really think about doing beneficial things for yourself. So part of the ebb and flow, part of the, the vigilance, the stone people, this is all a part of us standing in our power, standing in our strength, but also knowing that, hey, there's sometimes I'm not very strong or I'm not very good at this part and I need some help. So this is going to be very important to be so sending you guys out so much love, and let me know if you are interested in joining me on January 6th. It is a Friday. We're going to be meeting at around 7 p.m. It's $30, and so hopefully I can see you there. And I'm going to try and tap into again this week. It might not be till later on this week. So have a blessed one, everybody, and may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless you and all that you say, be, and do. Onwards and upwards, people. Spread your joy and keep on going.